Hey everyone, I'm ArmorGaming, welcome back to my channel and welcome to the Zodiac Maze explanation video. Yes, that's right, the Zodiac Maze is finally here. Lots of new monsters are waiting for you in the new Zodiac Maze. Come out of the labyrinth of paths with as many monsters as possible. The Zodiac Maze might have a little never before seen surprise for you, stay tuned. Let me know what you guys think about that. What is this never before seen surprise? What do you think Social Point has in store for us? So like I like to do whenever an event gets released, I like to do an explanation video for those of you that don't quite understand how these events work. I imagine lots of you already understand mazes, but some of you may be new to my channel, some of you may have never played Monster Legends before, so hopefully this video helps you out. For those of you that know everything there is to know about the maze, just stay tuned until the very end of the video, and I'm going to be giving my analysis on this maze, a mini analysis on the monsters. Don't worry, there's going to be full analysis on each individual monster now that they're actually released. So without further ado, let's jump into Monster-Wiki.com. So as of the time recording this video, there are 24 days, 16 hours, 3 minutes left, and the seconds are counting away. There are a total of 9 monsters available to get in this maze: Mudflow, Phoenix, Master Fong, Ophiuchus, She-How, Bright, Virtue, Mystery, and Passion. And here's a quick little introduction for those of you that don't know about maze islands. Basically, you collect special coins by doing various actions in the game, such as collecting gold and food, fighting in the monster arena, breeding, hatching, and feeding your monsters. The more actions you do, the more chances of collecting coins. And you pretty much just help the monsters escape the maze by making them move along their path. You'll be able to claim them once they reach the end of the maze. Each move costs maze coins. Some monsters are caged. Every node will give you a reward, but you will need to find the nodes with the keys to free those monsters. And some monsters are behind the fog. Unveil them to be able to move them. There are also battle nodes that will require you to fight, defeat the battle to continue your journey. And if you're on Monster-Wiki.com and you're scrolling down with me, there's this video that you can watch. It's a tips and tricks video on how to get maze coins. It's basically everything I'm telling you, but just condensed to 5 minutes. So let's talk about the most important thing, which is how to get maze coins. And before I do that, I want to make one thing super clear. This event, the Zodiac Maze Island, well, basically every single Maze Island event in general, it doesn't matter what level you are. Whether you're a veteran level 100 player that has been playing the game for years, or whether you just downloaded the game yesterday and you're like level 10, level 20, as long as you can play the maze, it doesn't matter what level you are. Everyone has the same equal chance of getting monsters in this event. Your level does not matter. I feel the need to stress this because I'll see a lot of comments of people saying, I'm level 30, can I still get this monster? I'm level 50, can I get this monster? Once again, your level does not matter. The only thing that matters is your willingness to participate in this event. So with that out of the way, there's essentially 6 ways to get coins. The first of which is collecting gold. You can collect food, you can breed monsters, you can feed your monsters, you can hatch your eggs, and you can fight in player versus player battles. And it's not just fighting in PvP, you have to win those matches. Now if this table looks a little overwhelming, let me save you time. There's only 2 things that matter. One is the pull column and the other is the spawn column. You can completely forget about chance and amount. Those, don't even worry about them. The pull number basically indicates the maximum number of available coins to be collected since the last time you played. You can fill up to but not past this point. And the spawn time indicates the time it takes for another coin to be added to the pool, and you cannot add to a full pool. The wording on this is a little off, because in actuality, your 4-hour spawn time, that's how long it takes for your entire pool to be full, not for an extra coin to be added, but your whole pool is going to be full every 4 hours. And a pool of 30 means that you can acquire up to a maximum of 30 maze coins just by collecting gold. A pool of 50 means that you can acquire 50 maze coins from collecting food, and so on. So the simplest piece of advice I can give everyone is just to log into the game every 4 hours and do all of your tasks. That's all you have to do, and that's actually what makes maze islands kind of easy. Because if you don't understand anything, if you don't understand this table, if you don't understand spawn time or pull time, just know that you have to log in every 4 hours, and that's going to be the way you maximize the amount of coins you can get. And it's pretty much that straightforward. So let me just show you some actual gameplay. Right now I have 327 coins, and I'm going to collect gold. So just watch as I collect gold. I'm just going to collect on all my habitats. I'm going to collect until I get 30 maze coins. And you know what? You can even just spam collect on a single habitat. They don't even need to be full. You see right there I got 15. So I know I can get 15 more. So I'm just going to keep clicking collect. And you're going to hear my mouse because I'm just going to keep spamming collect. Just spam it everywhere. Until you get all 30. So I only have 15. I know I have 15 more to go. Going to keep spamming collect. I like to move around just cuz, but you don't really have to. And you can collect from these that are full. So I'll go ahead and do that. But just know that if you wanted to, you could literally just spam collect on a single habitat and you will get your 30 coins. I think I got 15 right there. Let me go back to Zodiac Maze. And I started with 327, now I have 357. As you can see, I got my 30 maze coins from collecting gold. Going back to the wiki, it says that I can get 50 maze coins from collecting food. So let me demonstrate that with actual gameplay. I'm starting with 357, and I'm gonna collect food. So luckily I have all this food ready. Gonna click collect, and I'm just gonna put repeat. Alright, all my food is ready, so I'm going to click collect, and let's see, I got 50 right there. You see, I already got the 50s, which means I won't get any more maze coins. And just so you know what I like to do, I like to grow food, and I like to do the blue lizard tail because that only takes 30 seconds. And I just click repeat. I do blue lizard tail on everything. Right here, I forgot to do them, but just do blue lizard tail, get your 50 maze coins, and then you can move on to the next activity. So going back to the wiki, it's breed your monsters, 50 coins, feed your monsters 30 coins, hatch eggs 50 coins. All of these can pretty much be done kind of simultaneously. Now because the spawn time to get the maximum amount of maze coins is 4 hours, that means you should be breeding a monster that takes 4 hours to breed, which just so happens to be the common monster, Thunder Eagle. And luckily for us, it's super simple to breed Thunder Eagle. You can breed a Thunder Eagle by breeding 2 Thunder Eagles together, or if you only have 1 Thunder Eagle, then in that case just breed a Thunder Eagle with the legendary Thunder monster. It's really important that you don't breed Thunder Eagle with some other monster that has 2 elements, because then you risk the chance of getting some other monster that takes longer than 4 hours to breed. So watch as I click on start breeding, and there you see 4 hours. So by breeding Thunder Eagle, it's also a really good way to keep track of when was the last time I logged in. And like I said, feeding your monsters and hatching your eggs can pretty much be done simultaneously. All you have to do is hatch that Thunder Eagle, you'll get your 50 coins, then you feed that Thunder Eagle and you get your 30 coins, and that's pretty much it. Fighting in PvP, that's pretty self-explanatory. Oh, and by the way, before I get too ahead of myself, if you don't happen to have Thunder Eagle, you can always just go to shop, go to monsters, categorize by Thunder monsters, and then you're just gonna have to scroll. Keep scrolling until you find Thunder Eagle, and he only costs 5k gold, so it's really easy to afford him. And going back to Monster-Wiki, the next helpful piece of advice I need to tell you guys about is happy hours. Besides logging in every 4 hours to empty out your pools, this is the next single piece of advice that is super useful and you have to pay attention to this. The only time you should use your coins to move your monsters is during happy hours. So for those of you that don't know what happy hours is, it's basically on different days for 1 hour, whenever you move a monster, it's going to cost you 10% less. And while 10% may not seem like a lot initially, it actually adds up, which will allow you to save a ton of maze coins, which will allow you to get even more monsters and more rewards. So once again, this information is off from monsterwiki.com, there's a link in the description. And one important thing about the time being showed, the time shown below is in UTC time, that's universal time. So you're going to have to convert it to your time zone. For those of you that don't know how to do that, don't worry, there's also a link in the description. Please be sure to use that website. There's no need to clutter the comments asking what time is the discount day in your time zone. And the last piece of information from monsterwiki.com is the summary of the Zodiac Maze Island. This table basically gives you a quick rundown of everything you need to know about the island. This table gives you information on all the different pathways, the monsters in that pathway. So for example, pathway 1 is Mudflow. If you were to complete the Mudflow pathway, that would cost 245 maze coins. In that pathway, you would also get key number 3, which happens to be Master Fong, and it says right there you need 1 key to play. Well, you get that key from the Mudflow pathway, and you would also get 1k food, 2k gold, and 3 roulette spins. So use this table to figure out which monster you need to move in order to unlock the specific monster you want. If we look at the very bottom row, it says in order to complete the whole event, that would cost 47,810 maze coins. And I'm just gonna let everyone know, that's honestly not possible without spending money or gems. However, take a look at pathway number 9. In order to complete just path number 9, it costs 15,465 maze coins. If we subtract that amount from the whole cost of the total event, it would only be 32,345, which means in order to complete pathways 1 through 8, it's only 32,000 maze coins. And that actually is possible if you're willing to put in the work, if you're willing to log in every 4 hours. Well, if you're able to. Some people have work, some people have school. So because of that, I realize for a lot of people, although it is possible, it's kind of impossible for you. But I just want to make that point clear that it is actually possible to do pathways 1 through 8 without having to spend gems or money. So anyway, because pathway 9 is so expensive, you're kind of put in this position where you either have to choose. Do you want the monsters from pathway 1 through 8, or do you just want pathway number 9? That's totally up to you. I really can't make that decision for you. You have to decide for yourself. But just from my point of view, 8 monsters is better than 1 monster. Even if that monster may be pretty good, 8 monsters will always be better than just 1 monster, at least for me anyways. And if you're one of those people that because of school or work you probably can't make it all the way to pathway number 8, then don't worry, it's pretty easy to make it up to pathway number 7 without investing too much time into this event. So without further ado, let's get into a mini analysis of all these monsters, and let me share with you my thoughts on this maze. We start things off with Mudflow, a rare monster who's immune to stun. And compared to the other rare monsters, Mudflow is definitely one of the best, if not the best. Check this out, he has an AoE freeze and stamina leak. In fact, up until recently, he was the only rare monster to have an AoE freeze skill. And the fact that he even gives an extra stamina leak, that's awesome. On top of that, he also has a stun skill. It goes without saying that you definitely want to get Mudflow, especially if you have him from previous events, you definitely want to rank him up. Next up is Phoenix, and I'm actually not even going to spend time on this monster, it's really not that great. It does have a really awesome design however. Anyways, next is Master Fong. He's an epic fire and light monster. I was looking through his skills, he appears to be a supporter, and he does have a pretty good speed compared to other epic monsters. So check this out, he has a skill called Crane Form, which has a 50% chance of stunning on enemies. If you can give Master Fong increased accuracy, then this skill would be a lot better. Dragon Form was one of the supportive skills I was talking about. It can remove stun and burning from one of your allies. It also gives that monster life regeneration and stamina regeneration. And take a look at Leopard Form, gives double damage and precision to a friendly monster. So Master Fong is a pretty good supportive monster. However, compared to other epic monsters, specifically the ones that are just being released, they significantly outclass Master Fong. And next up is Ophiuchus, and oh my gosh, this monster is amazing. I'm gonna go ahead and say this is probably the best monster of this whole entire maze. Yes, it's not a legendary, it's an epic, but he is by far the best monster in this maze. So speed of 2760, although it's not the fastest for epic monsters, it's still pretty good. What makes this monster really good is this skill right here, Delphi Guardian. Deals low dark damage to all enemies, may possess all targets, requires cooldown. It's a 2-turn possession. It's an AoE 2-turn possession with a 2-turn cooldown. That pretty much means you can possess enemy monsters for the whole duration of a game. That's insane. Now what's even more crazy about this is the first monster to have an AoE 2-turn possession skill as a regular skill. Like, I have no idea what the creators were thinking. The usability of this monster is going to be insane. You're going to want to run all speedruns on this monster, and just think about it, in a team wars involving like water and epic and then whatever other elements, we already know that your water monster and the enemy water monster are going to be running all speedruns. Well, because of the existence of this monster, rather than using your conventional Frostbite, Cabinfish, General Thetis, rather than using those basic monsters, you can actually finally use someone like the Blob. The Blob is actually the fastest water monster. However, he doesn't have an AoE deny skill. He does, however, have a 100% stamina drain on a single enemy. So you can use the Blob all speedruns. It's going to outspeed the enemy water monster. You can drain the enemy water monster's stamina. The enemy water monster is going to have to recharge. It's going to go over to Ophiuchus because he's running all speedruns. So he's most likely going to be faster than your attacker and the enemy attacker. And then you can use Delphi Guardian and possess all of the enemy monsters for 2 full turns. That is so insane. It goes without saying that this should be your #1 priority in the maze. And before I move on, my biggest fear is that this skill is going to be changed. Everything I say is null and void if this skill is changed. If this becomes like an AoE Bleeding or an AoE Nightmares, you can completely disregard everything I said about this monster. I really hope it doesn't happen, but it is a possibility. Next up is Shi Hao, and this monster, like Phoenix, I'm not going to spend too much time talking about, just because you can tell right now by looking at his stats, he's significantly outclassed by the newer Earth monsters. So next up is Bright. I honestly thought this was going to be the last monster in the event, because in my opinion, this is probably the best monster next to Ophiuchus. Now, Bright is a supportive monster, but what makes her so great is her speed of 3465 and then her skills. Specifically this skill right here, Caster and Pollux, gives immunity to possession to all of your allies. And also take a look at Shamash skills. Gives immunity to freeze to all team. We have just been given a light monster that can make your whole team either immune to possession or immune to freeze, which means this monster can become a prime candidate in team wars involving water monsters or magic monsters or even dark monsters. And let's take a look at more skills. This one can give double damage and stun immunity to a single ally. This one can heal an ally by 30% and give them stun immunity. This one can give damage boost to your whole team. Nile Flood is a team heal 30% skill. From skills group 1, Water Pitcher can heal an ally by 20%, as well as give them burning, poison, and nightmares immunity. So yeah, an amazing light monster, and in my opinion, one of the best monsters in the whole entire game. You should definitely make this monster a priority. And next we have Virtue, and he has pretty good stats all around. The only thing not so great would probably have to be his speed, but considering he's an attacker slash tank, that doesn't matter too much. He is immune to stun, which is the perfect immunity to have if you're an earth monster. And in a way, Virtue's kinda like an anti-earth monster. Just check this out, Hercules Slayer. Deals moderate special damage, removes and blocks any shields applied to target. So considering lots of earth monsters tend to give shields, General Tomb is a popular one, shield block will prevent that from happening for 3 full turns. Looking down here at Gilgamesh Executioner, this can also remove all shields from all of the enemy team. So when General Tomb does his full team shield, you can completely remove that. He also has a 45 damage skill, 27 stamina, 1 turn cooldown that gives him a mini shield, and he also has a skill that can give him a small 30% shield, as well as heal him by 30%. This is pretty rare. Typically with earth monsters, they tend to provide a lot of shields, but to actually heal, that's awesome. And he also has a stun skill so he can immobilize if you ever need him to. Overall, he's just a really good earth monster, one that will definitely be useful in Team Wars. I highly recommend going for this monster after Bright. And next we have Mystery, who's a water monster immune to possession, which I actually do like a lot. I don't think every single water monster needs to be immune to freeze, especially since I just gave you guys that combo with Ophiuchus. You can kind of see why Social Point is starting to introduce monsters with an immunity to something that's not their own element. Anyways, looking at her skills, she has a possession skill. That's right, a water monster with a single possession skill. She has a freeze skill, and she also has a 100% stamina drain skill. So 3 different immobilizing skills. And if you want to take a gamble, she does have an AoE possession skill, although it is a 50% AoE possession. And she also has an AoE 50% chance to freeze that also applies stamina leak. Now I really like Mystery a lot. However, considering she's in the 8th pathway, I would recommend you go for Bright and Virtue before even attempting to get Mystery. Once you get Bright and Virtue, then I would recommend going for Mystery. And last but not least, the monster on the 9th pathway is Passion. Passion has a power of 3,465, and let me just tell you that Passion is an attacker and a really good one at that. And it's all really because of this skill right here, Fiery Rage. Attacker gains double damage, may make all enemies very weak against fire attacks, requires cooldown. This skill will apply sticky lava to the enemy monsters as well as give your Passion a double damage boost. How awesome is that? This means that your next fire attack is going to be dealing 180% more damage than it normally would have. And what do you know, Focus Passion is a 30 damage fire based AoE. So Fiery Rage, Focus Passion, you can pretty much imagine that all of the enemy monsters are going to be wiped out, even if they're fire based thanks to sticky lava. We typically see this combo with metal monsters. They tend to have an AoE magnetize skill followed by an AoE metal based attack, but I think Passion does it way better. And in fact, Passion pretty much does what Shalinar does. You know, Shalinar also has a skill that makes the enemy very weak to fire attacks, and then she has a skill that can give her double damage and an extra churn, and then she has a 30 damage fire based AoE. So both monsters have the exact same combo and they both execute it in 2 churns. However, Passion only uses 2 skills to do it, whereas Shalinar uses 3 skills. Nonetheless, Passion is definitely a good monster, and I really wish I could recommend for everyone to get Passion, but considering he's the very last monster in the maze, if you wanted to get him, you'd have to forego getting the other monsters. So I really can't do that to you guys. Like I said earlier, 8 monsters is better than 1 monster, or even 7 monsters if you don't get Mystery. 7 is better than 1. As great as Passion is, as good as he is, I think the other monsters, getting all of them together is better than just getting Passion. So just to restate every monster I think you should get in order, number 1 is Ophiuchus, number 2 is Bright, number 3 is Virtue, number 4 is Mystery, number 5 would be Mudflow, and the rest really don't matter too much, but if I had to rank them, I would say number 6 is Master Fong, number 7 is Shi Hao, and number 8 is Phoenix. Or if you don't really care about those 8 monsters, then just get Passion. So yeah, that's pretty much what I think about all the monsters. All in all, I think this is a pretty good maze with pretty good monsters. I wish everyone the best of luck getting the monsters you want. Remember to log in every 4 hours, remember to only move during discount hours, and remember that your level does not matter in this event. And I'd really like to hear from all of you. What do you guys think about this maze, and which monster is your main priority? Which monsters are you going to be going for? So please leave a comment below. I'm going to do my best to respond to everyone, especially if you have a question about this event. And like always, remember to dream big and pursue your wait for it, passion. Well, actually not in this case because passion costs a lot, but you know what I mean. Pursue your passion.